Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just bandsaw these Johnsons, and then we're going to go over to the table saw and cut them. All right, here we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to rip the wenge with the table saw to right about there, and I'm keeping the blade as low as possible. Okay, the tooth is barely sticking up. That way I'll get as far in as possible. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disc sand to the line and then edge sand the whole thing till all the saw marks and everything are gone, because I don't want to go through the shaper exploding wenge flying through the air syndrome again. It's not fun, and it's dangerous, and it's just not any fun. These handles will be close enough together in the way they look. The uniformity will be fine when I'm done, because they're wooden handles, and that's the way it goes. Okay, here we go. Woo! Magic button. We got a pile. This is how many I gotta do. Piles of them. That's all we're gonna do. Hello. So when you're doing table saw work like that, you have to remember not to watch the top of the blade. Every time you're cutting, you want to watch where the bottom of the blade's going. So the hardest part is just to make sure that you do not take out the handle and that you're looking at the top. You always want to look at the bottom of your cut. Here's the bottom of the cut. You want to make sure that right there is where you're cutting, so you don't accidentally come up here and take off the old, get into the handle and the craziness. So now I'm going to go disc sand these things. My disc sander disc is dead, but it's going to be even worse when I get done with this. So I'll show you how to do it real quick. Okay, bye. Okay, we're just going to do a small one to start with. And all we're going to do is grind this off a little bit until we get close to the line. Ready? Here we go. The whole trick is not to hit that edge. Now this one we gotta kind of do blindly. There you go. Just kind of got a guess. This helps a little bit, but with wenge, I'll turn it off. It works better at low speed. And that way you can clean up all your stuff there. Make sure you wax your tools. There's a video right over here on waxing your tools. We're going to just sand this crap off right here, over the top, and over here. And that's all I'm gonna do. It's there we go. Just gonna edge sand that, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna cut the bevel on it, and then we're gonna sand it, sand all the parts, and attach it to the doors. So I got another 12 or 13 to do, and I'm gonna do that off thing because I'm running out of battery power. So I've sanded all the Wenge handles on the edge sander, and I sanded off all the extra tape because we're going to use this tape for a guide for cutting this to angled. But first what we're going to do is set up the table saw, and you set the blade to 8.5 degrees, at least for this Wenge handle we do. And what you want to do is the bevel, you want to start, I'm going to wheel you in here. Here we go. So you want this blade to just touch as it comes up. Yeah, that is right. Boom. Right there. So it's just touching. So it will start cutting as it hits the beginning part of the curve of the handle. So in here, it's not going to hit nothing. And as soon as you get right there, it's going to start cutting. And that's what we want. And then you're going to, I'm going to run this handle all the way through, cut it. I'm going to flip it over and cut this side. So as we're going in, it's very important that you keep that one, your handle, if you're making a handle like this, is pretty flat. No bowed, archy, anything. You want it nice and flat so it stays right up against the fence. And you got to make sure that you watch the blade because you don't want to hurt yourself. And I do not use a push stick on this. I use my hands only. And the push stick would just be too awkward for me. Alright, put the headphones on. And here we go. Magic button. Right in line with that, so that's good. Okay, this might be a little easier. We'll try it this way. Alright, ready? Magic button. Against the fence with this hand. Like a Tablesaw. You can see by the tape line, it cuts almost right within the tape. So after this, we're going to edge sand it. That's pretty good. You gotta watch out for these little guys. Here. Okay, now you know why I call these the handles from hell. Little pieces come flying off and hit you in the head. If this was just any old wood, it'd be one thing, but this is Wenge, and it's toxic. It sticks in you. You get a splinter, you might not get that splinter back out of your finger because they have barbs that go, barbed like a bee stinger. Just gets in you and it hurts like hell. It festers up super quick. It's nasty. Just nasty. But you always should wear a respirator. At least this kind of respirator. And this RZ thing, whoever makes these, whatever. These are pretty, I like it a lot. I go through a lot of masks. And so far this is the best one I found. They're not a sponsor. I don't have sponsors. Okay, next thing is Edgesander. When I edge sand them, it's the grip is just like this. Okay, I don't stick my fingers out. I'm gripping the back half. I'm going to hit the very top and then roll into it. So top and roll into it. And this will happen in milliseconds. Alright everybody, so here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to edge sand all these guys right here. And when I'm attempting to edge sand them, I'm just going to hit just this part here. It's kind of why I leave the tape on a little bit. I can see what I'm doing, and it's really hard to, oh sorry, I got itch. It's hard to film what I can see without having to wear that goofy GoPro thing where it makes me so I can't see. So I'm just going to edge sand the both sides lightly, both of the bevels, and my grip's going to be towards the back, and I'm just going to use my fingers to tilt it. Always make sure your fingers aren't sticking out, because you'll give yourself a manicure and you don't want that. That would be bad. You'll have pointy fingers. It might be easier to get the boogers out. That's not good. Alright, so I'm going to start it after all my safety gear's on. Tip first, boom. And I'm just pushing with my thumbs. Pushing in with the thumbs, taking it off. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to hit the top first. Basically, boom. You develop a feel for these things after a while. So if you're a beginner, don't try this at home. It won't be good. It'll end poorly, I'm sure, because it'll either fly out or you stick your finger in there and then you rip off your fingernail and it hurts, and that's not good. Trust me. Don't start out, I just bought myself an Edgesander and I'm going to do what Kevin did. No. Start slowly. Learn, get used to your machines. That was exciting. Thing we can do is going to sand the inside with the spindle sander and sand the outside and attach them to the door. Okay. Well, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Hit the little like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, fling flong to bang bang, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Hello, boys and girls. It's time for the nightmare of all nightmares. It must be Wenge time. Time for Wenge. Because everything's crazy with Wenge. As the moon goes across the sky, everyone has a bad story to tell. And then the bald spot comes out. Okay. Well, off we go. And here we go. We're silly.